Big Papi! Big Papi!
Well, this is the grand finale of the 2022 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We are live in Cooperstown, New York, and David Ortiz is about to address this massive crowd.
Still 24 down.
So I wanna find a way to put this somewhere. Perfect.
Stick it in there. There we go.
Wow, Cooperstown. Hello, everyone. This is such an incredible day, an incredible honor, and I am so humbled to be at this stage right now. The last 6 months, I have been thinking about how I got here to this stage in Cooperstown today. I've been thinking about my life, my career, and most of all, the people that believe in me.
David Ortiz, Big Papi, Minnesota, 1997 through 2002.
He was that glue in that clubhouse that the front office didn't know about.
Boston, 2003 through 16.
It turns out that the Red Sox made a very smart move, whether they knew it or not.
Powerhouse left-handed slugger at his best in the clutch.
The best clutch hitter in playoff history.
With legendary postseason performances that took the Red Sox from championship drought to 3 World Series titles.
He's got a chip on his shoulder that adds to his performance.
My turn tonight.
8 times named top designated hitter while earning 10 All-Star selections.
Big Papi adds to his October resume.
Extra innings walk-off hits in games 4 and 5 of 2004 ALCS.
And Senor October strikes again.
MVP honors.
Big cat, big cat!
David Ortiz is the most important player in the history of the Red Sox.
Set AL record for batting average.
If you're not ready to go by October, you should go home.
En route to 2013 World Series MVP.
Big man, big presence, big smile. It's hard not to love David Ortiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome David Ortiz to the Hall of Fame family.
Number 34, David Ortiz.
Wow! Cooperstown! Estamos aquí, mi gente!
Before I was Big Papi, before the Red Sox, before the Twins, I was just a kid playing ball in the Dominican Republic. I live pretty much in every neighborhood in the Dominican Republic. I started playing basketball when I was like 9. Everybody want to be like Mike. I was in so much love with basketball. But then when I was like 12, here come my parents. My dad, he introduced me to the sport that I love. I don't think I ever went back to the basketball court. It was all baseball, baseball, baseball.
En mi incidencia como padre he sido, fui muy exigente para que él jugara pelota. Y en efecto, por lo menos, se hizo pelotero porque puso también mucho de su esfuerzo. Aunque había mucha exigencia mía para que jugara al béisbol. Pero todo fue resultado mayormente por la dedicación que él estuvo.
Los compañeros de nosotros le decían Manilo, o sea que era un muchacho grande, pero que no resolvía. Muchos de los mejores jugadores que estaban sentados decían que él era un jugador malo. Ya yo sé qué es lo que hay que hacer para uno brillar en este negocio. Le digo, ¿qué es lo que hay que hacer? Me dice, hay que dar jonrones. El hecho de ser tan disciplinado en su trabajo, tan fajador, él trabajaba duro. Pi, vamos a trabajar. Él me decía, Pi, vamos a trabajar.
You gotta work harder. You gotta work harder. I'm a good listener. I'm a guy that whoever take their time to give me an advice, I pay attention. I was signed by the Seattle Mariners. Ibra was the first-round pick overall.
I've known Papi since he was a teenager. He was a baseball rat, and he'll get in a fist fight if you take him out of the lineup. Those are the kind of guys you want.
I met David when he was an A-ball, and he had a certain charm about him. And I said, you know, this guy's going to be successful. I mean, he really wants this thing really bad.
I after I had my full season in A-ball. I was traded to Minnesota. Small market team, not much money.
David Ortiz, feeling straight?
Coming back, baby, coming back.
He's coming back.
When he came over from Seattle, we had a really young team, but the chemistry and camaraderie was built in the minor leagues.
You can see this team's pretty close.
I remember one year we had 14 rookies in the big league. Man, 14 rookies. You got some serious problems.
I knew that guys 6'4" and above were guys that will have problems with fastball in, and I was notorious to pitch in.
Pedro told me, I want to see if your hands were that good.
I went in with a cutter, 92, he got on top of it.
Here's Ortiz with a drive to right. If it's fair, it's gone. Touch them all, David Ortiz.
I guess I was ready for that. It was the only hit I got against Pedro.
And that's when I realized that David was very unique. And I was really, really impressed for the young man to take me deep in that part of the strike zone.
His swing was so beautiful. His power was so much. I thought he was the best hitter on our team. Big O was already a star in my eyes.
We were hungry. We want to, be able to have a career.
2002, we released him. So I called our GM at the time and said, hey, what's going on? You guys just got rid of the best hitter in our organization. And they first thing they said was like, you focus on the field or we'll focus in the front office. And I'm like, oh, that was a mistake.
He didn't get his full shot in Minnesota. It wasn't a fit for him. They wanted him to be something he wasn't.
I remember I was released by the Minnesota Twins, and I thought it was the end of everything.
I also had to thank the Minnesota Twins for bringing me into the big league. Even that didn't work out the way everybody expected. I learned from my time there that once I get my shot in any other place, I was going to work hard to never let it go.
I know that at some point, somebody was gonna pick me up, but things were critical, I'm not gonna lie to you. I even want to quit baseball at some point.
There was very few teams interested in David. At the same time, I was negotiating the extension for Pedro Martinez.
It was December of 2002. David is like, can you believe these people just released me? And I said, great. And he goes, how can that be great? I'm like, yeah, you just wait.
Pedro asked the Red Sox to give Ortiz a look. They did that more to remain in the good graces of Pedro, who they're trying to sign to an extension, than because of any deep belief.
Pedro had a lot of respect for David, and he put his reputation on the line. And he wouldn't do that for anybody.
We had our DH covered in those days. We had Jeremy Giambi and Kevin Millar.
When we roll into spring train, you had Shea Hillenbrand, Billy Miller, Kevin Millar, David Ortiz, Jeremy Giambi. So you had 5 dudes, 2 spots, with the DH would be in 3 spots.
They told me, I'm gonna keep you on the team, you're just not gonna be the everyday player.
David gives me a call and says, hey, I'm not playing over here. I need to get out of this organization. They're not giving me a break here.
I have like 55 at-bats until the break. You either trade me, release me, or you play me, because I got a lot to offer, but I need the opportunity to play so that I can prove it.
I also want to thank this guy right here, who you also know, number 45. Tengo que darle las gracias porque él ha sido para mí un hermano, un consejero, un abogado, hasta plomero ha sido mi compadre para mí.
In Boston, David saw a second opportunity and wanted to make the best out of it. David had the aura and the swag to believe that he belonged. And he goes, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna ask to be traded. I need to play a little bit more. And I said, just be patient. I remember I pitched a game in Philadelphia where I left the game 2-0. David had taken one at bat in my place because we were playing the National League. David struck out. But that was the first at bat in like 2.5 weeks. By the time I got back to the clubhouse, we already lost the lead.
At the track, looks up, it's gone! Put this one in the win column for the Fighting Phils!
I remember I exploded, so I went to Grady. And I said, you know what? If you don't play David, I don't pitch for you. And the rest is history.
The second half of the season, got myself on fire because once they gave me the freedom, nobody hit more homers or got more RBI than myself in baseball.
Some guys come here and they shy away. David's personality came out when he came here. All of a sudden, the at-bats opened up, and David flourished.
Swing and a fly ball to left field!
I think once the door was opened, the wow factor started to appear.
The non-opportunities to play gave him drive. Not everybody can seize that opportunity when it comes, but David has that knack.
You saw this change, confidence, and this swag taking off, going to the next level.
I've always wondered if Pedro Martinez had not been so great, I'm not sure David ends up in Boston. I'm not sure if he ends up here in Cooperstown. Pedro Martinez was right.
I don't think I could ever pay the Red Sox with anything better than David. Not even myself.
How you doing, guys? There we go. Love it. How are you?
You guys did so much for the city. How you doing?
How are you? All right, let's do it. That's what I'm talking about.
Nobody could have predicted that he would have been a regular player every day, let alone an all-star, let alone a Hall of Famer. To say, oh, you know, we knew that we had a diamond in the rough would have been ridiculous.
I'm terrible remembering people's names.
MVP, Poppy!
He called everybody Poppy, because that's a term of endearment. Like, what's up, man? How you doing? Veritek called him out on the bus one day. Said, hey, David, what's his name? Oh, Poppy. I know who that is. I know who that is. Tech goes, no, you don't.
Poppy, anybody that was American. You know, for everybody else that was Latin, you probably remember the name.
That's how he got his name, Big Poppy. So Tech made him write everybody's name in his hat, so he knew his teammates' names.
And all of a sudden, during the game, now batting for the Boston Red Sox, Big Poppy. The first time I heard that, I was, whoa.
That 03 team was incredibly talented up and down the lineup. It was just a relentless offense.
Obviously, we had the best right-handed hitter in Manny Ramirez at the time, too.
And it is back-to-back home runs for Ortiz and Ramirez.
One's a right-handed hitter, one's a left-handed hitter. This is a pitcher and manager's nightmare.
This is Sox Nation 2003.
There was a lot of characters, but they all had character.
Hey, we're a close-knit team now, guys.
And when it came time to play, they knew how to play baseball.
We came in the beginning of the 2003 season as, who are these guys? And then you fast forward 5-6 months later, it was probably the greatest team that city had seen.
The Red Sox win it!
They will meet the Yankees in the American League Championship Series.
This city really loves baseball and really loves the Red Sox, and losing here in Boston was a huge deal. That 86-year curse was real.
It wasn't just an 86-year drought. It was all the excruciating near misses through the generations, one after another, some of them at the hands of the Yankees.
Deep to left. Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run. And a happy Bucky Dent. Well, the last guy to expect to hit a home run just hit one into the screen. And look at that Yankee bench.
So close and yet so far, so many times.
In 2003, I remembered saying, you know, it is so hard to get past the Yankees.
And those Yankee teams, people don't realize, we're Hall of Fame. Like, you start doing the math and you start looking around our lineups, it didn't make sense because we weren't supposed to be there. And we had a chance to, you know, play one of the greatest series ever.
Well, we're tied at 5 as we go to the bottom of the 11th. Here's Aaron Boone to lead off.
There's a fly ball deep to left. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series.
The end of that season told me everything about the fans, about the media, about the rival with the Yankees.
For the Boston Red Sox, more heartbreak.
I think about the way it ended up every day on my training. It was a motivation.
Going into 2004, he was like, all right, you're going to get on my shoulders and I'm going to lead everybody.
That's a wake-up call, man. I think it's the beginning of something.
It's been almost 20 years since my first day in Boston. We have some incredible memories. When I think about Boston, I definitely think about 2004. All I was trying to do, it was bringing team together. Our teammates are our second family. Love you guys, man, forever.
Swinging a fly ball to left field. Way back! Way back! The Red Sox are going to the American League Championship Series on the back of David Ortiz.
This is how we do it. I know that the Yankees have a lot of good offensive teams, but the one that they had that year, without a doubt, had to be one of the best offensive teams in Yankee history. And we're in a better situation than when we were last year.
Do you think you're gonna beat the Yankees?
We better.
We were as good as the Yankees were. But the Yankees were, at that time, rolling.
Game over. Yankees win game 1, 10-7.
The curse of the Bambino, the curse of the Bambino. And I remember a big sign saying, "Hey, Papi, the curse of the Bambino is waiting for you at first base." I remember reading that.
Ball game over. Yankees win. And this series will head to Boston with the Yankees up 2-0.
I was asked a lot about the curse of the Bambino and this and that. No.
It has been the Boston Massacre. A rout of epic proportions.
Game 3 was a total blowout.
And the Yankees win it 19-8.
I don't think anybody thought they had a chance.
Their only hope will be to make history.
No team had ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. It just didn't feel like it was possible. And we were going to lose to the Yankees again, and here we go. And then Game 4 changed everything.
This is the way we like it. Down and out, and then BAM! Sox Nation take over.
Even the most avid Red Sox fan, has to believe we've seen this movie before. We know how it goes. We lose to the Yankees. They're down by a run in the 9th of Game 4.
People say, did you know you were going to come back? No.
You want me to be honest with you? I thought we had no chance.
The Yankees have 3 more outs to get, and they will sweep the Red Sox and move on to the World Series.
Millar draws a walk. Roberts runs for him.
Roberts is going. Posada's throw. Roberts safe.
Safe at second on the steal attempt by a millimeter.
That was the funnest 10 minutes of my baseball life. It seemed like it was in slow motion.
Up the middle. The throw by Williams. The Red Sox tie it in the bottom of the 9th.
It's one thing to sort of tie the Yankees and knock Mariano out of the box, but we still had to score the winning run that game. The moment that everybody still remembers is the 12th inning, because it was so tense.
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
The place erupted here.
It was fireworks.
We were able to kind of become that sleeping lion that you just start tapping on and woke him up.
He just created a Game 5 for the Boston Red Sox. Ortiz hits it to deep left field. Back at the monster and gone. It's a 1-run game.
And then the next night, they go extra innings again.
Ortiz marching up. And another golden chance to win Game 5. Little blooper, center field. That drops down for a hit, and the Red Sox win it in 14 innings. They're going to the Bronx. And in the longest playoff game in Major League history, David Ortiz, the Magic Man again.
Every big moment, you just knew every time he came to the plate, something good was going to happen for the Red Sox and something bad was going to happen for the Yankees, and he was haunting us.
The Yankees really have to think about who's their big papi.
When you start talking about 04, my skin starts scratching. I start cringing. Those were bad memories.
The curse of the big papi. When you get to be put on the spot and you come through, that's legit as it comes. Woo! Especially on that rivalry.
People believed there was magic. It was another big papi moment with many to come.
So back-to-back nights within 24 hours, David Ortiz basically took the Sox put us on his back.
And momentum flip to our side.
And now they're headed back to New York, and the Red Sox ain't dead anymore.
Red Sox force Game 7.
Gotta make it interesting.
If you're gonna end the curse, you might as well go through the Yankees to do it.
Boston has written another chapter into their tortured history. A stunning rally from 3 games down to their arch rivals to become the first team in Major League history to come back and force a 7th game.
Ortiz blasts one. Right field. There it goes.
2-0 Red Sox.
Swinging a ground ball to second base. Pokey Reese has it. He throws to first, and the Red Sox have won the American League pennant.
Awesome feeling, but yet we had to lock back in here in the next 48 hours at some point.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
We got to play the best team in the big leagues at that time with St. Louis Cardinals. So there was a nervous feeling after the Yankees because that felt like the Super Bowl.
David used to tell me one of the worst things that he used to have nightmares about was getting to the World Series and actually losing.
And the Cardinals, who were a very good team, are waiting for them. But at that point, it was just too much momentum.
Get your World Series scorecard and line up.
It's a cold night here in October. The fans in Boston could care less. For the first time since 1986, they get a chance to see their beloved Red Sox in a World Series.
What a yeah.
You need to stop. All right. Good to see you, Poppy. All right, man.
The pitch. Swinging a line drive deep to right. If it's fair, it's gone. 3-run homer. Big Poppy does it again in the first inning of the World Series.
Big Poppy just had that angel on his shoulders, man. Every at-bat was a critical at-bat, and he came through.
As Key Folk delivers the ball to first, we were 2 of the last to get to the pile. We took a little time to pray and say thank you.
I mean, if it wasn't for his accolades throughout the series, the divisional series, the ALCS, the World Series.
You guys been winning for so long, and you guys deserve it.
I wouldn't be carrying that trophy off the plane.
And David had been through a lot. Now he was a champion. He was the biggest reason why we were champions.
He had become, in a year, the icon of the city. He was one of the absolute right players at the right time.
Walking into the green room, I'm always noisy, I'm always full of energy, and my teammates and everybody loved that.
Poppy, what up, Poppy?
Oh, what's up?
What's up, kid?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. What are you on, Hall of Fame time?
I have my coffee.
Yeah, no more.
I'm making coffee nervous today.
The thing with David is like a force of nature when he walks in that green room. That's how I could see him being in the clubhouse with the Red Sox.
You know that's hard to do at 23, right?
I get that. I pay for production. I don't pay for 23-year-old age.
So you don't think he's worth it? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't think he's worth the money they're throwing out there right now.
No, you're wrong. I have my mom personality. That's why I'm outspoken.
You excited?
Yeah, man.
Nervous?
A little.
Over or under on tears?
Will you cry?
Oh, yeah.
You will.
You talk about family, Fox, Red Sox, my friends, my own family. I try to be me.
Congratulations, brother.
Hey,
We're all very happy for you.
I appreciate it, man.
It's amazing, dude.
On a warm, sunny Los Angeles day, Big Poppy David Ortiz, the soon-to-be Hall of Famer. Yeah, what a week, Poppy. You going into the Hall of Fame, buddy?
Man, I'm telling you, so excited. Next weekend, we're going to be at Cooperstown, you know.
Are you working on your speech yet?
Nope. I'm trying to keep it a secret. Mom and Dad, Pop, I remember when you bought me my first batting glove without being able to afford it. But Papa, you tried so hard for me to begin to be the man that I am today. Papi siempre, sin poder, se fajaba con nosotros, conmigo y mis hermanas, a meter mano como sea. Te amo, papi. Tú lo sabes.
Él siempre estaba dispuesto a hacer todo por el equipo. Era el tipo de pelotero que jugaba totalmente para el equipo. Y jugaba tan en equipo que el equipo podía estar perdiendo y él reunía el equipo para ponerlo positivo, darle mentalidad positiva en equipo.
His dad is really close to him and introduced him to the game and all that. But David had a special relationship with his mom.
My mom was a hardworking woman. She just wanted her kids to have a good life. God take it away from me 20 years ago, but I know that my mom was always there for me. My mom passed away while I was playing for the Twins in spring training. I got to the field that day, and I was in the parking lot, and I was just bawling, crying.
I'll never forget it. You know, there's no words you can really say. All you can do is listen and be there.
That day, I hit 2 homers. The first one, once I stopped at the plate, I looked into the sky, and that was it. Like, I feel that connection with my mom.
Every time he has a moment of greatness on the field, he looks up to the sky and just thanks his mom, and he wanted to make sure that every day he came to play, he would do something special for her.
Every time I hit a home run and I look up to the sky, I was thinking of you. Love you, Mom. I was so close to my mom. It was hard for me. I never thought that I was gonna be able to bounce back. And it was the opposite. I kind of like put her on perspective, and I wanna make her proud.
Swung on and there's a drive. Home run, David Ortiz.
When you think about Big Papi, he's the greatest clutch player over the last century.
It's 5-2.
He really enjoys being the guy in the moment. I think his heartbeat slows down, and I think he's just Mr. Clutch.
Drive, hammer deep to right. Here comes Manny. He is safe at home.
I don't think it was pressure. I think he'd been through pressure in his life already. What he did was fun.
Ladies, what's happening?
Ortiz has sent this town into a delirium.
There's certain guys that have the ability to keep their heart rate at a normal level in big situations. He had a gift to stay cool.
It's like when you are watching Discovery Channel when a lion is chasing this deer, the whole focus is on that deer. I ain't going nowhere but there.
The greatest clutch hitter in Red Sox history has done it again.
David had that fire, this burning desire. I want to be the one with 2 outs, and it's the 9th inning, the bases loaded, and you're facing the best pitcher. He wanted to be in that position.
One clutch hit after another for the Red Sox.
In those situations, his thought process slowed down. What's the movie? The Matrix, right? The bullets are coming at you, but yet you can dodge them.
Ortiz is taking on the look of a superhero.
La confianza que él tenía era increíble, más que cualquier bateador.
It's all about what you put in your mind. I wasn't listening to any noise. It was nothing but me and the pitcher. That's it. I don't know how I did it, but I was able to block that out.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's a ground ball right side through for a base hit. Ortiz strikes, and the Red Sox lead it 1-0.
It don't matter what I did if I don't have the squad behind me and I know they have my back.
The 2-2 pitch. Game over, series over, and the Red Sox are world champs again.
Those are all those little things that you put together and boom, you get the result that we got.
If you're feeling this, say, woo, woo!
Some breaking news that is happening right now out of Boston. We understand there have been at least 2 explosions near the finish line of the Boston Marathon.
Watching the city going through all that, it just made me angry. This wasn't about the Red Sox, this wasn't about me. It was about a whole city that got damaged. We had to show the whole world that we support each other and that we regroup.
This jersey that we wear today, it doesn't say Red Sox, it say Boston.
He is perfectly authentic, and I think that day he spoke from the heart. He spoke for all of us.
He wasn't supposed to speak. He went out there, he took the mic, and he went from baseball player to historic figure.
They put me in the spot and I just say what I feel at the time.
This is our city.
This is our city.
This is our bleeping city.
Dropping F-bombs in certain situations is effective.
That was him. That was David.
Anybody in the stadium would have done exactly the same thing.
And nobody gonna dictate our freedom. Stay strong. Thank you.
There's nobody who could hear that and not have it resonate. It was defiant, but also very welcoming.
That is the single most memorable David Ortiz moment in his history in Boston.
I think the crowning moment for David wasn't really in Cooperstown. The moment that made me proud the most was when he said, "Boston strong." That's the crowning moment.
When I think about Boston, I definitely think about 2013. After the city was shaken by a marathon bombing, I had never seen a community bounce back and reunite like Boston.
The team just took off from there throughout that whole 2013 season. It was a year that none of us will ever forget.
Yeah! So look out! You know me, Pee-wee, you know me!
Swinging a high fly ball. Back it goes toward the bullpen. David Ortiz has launched one, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
He was so hot, man. Oh, jeez, he was just hitting everything. If I were the opposing team, I'd be like, dude, we got to give him 4 each time. No, they wanted to pitch to him. Bam, another hit. You know, gotta love it.
It's a home run. He's done it again. Big Papi with a 2-homer gem.
I was seeing the ball really well. I was feeling so comfortable at the plate. And let's not forget, you know, I'm the type of guy that if you throw me straight, I hurt you.
Bases loaded. In the 8th inning, David came up to the plate. My whole thing was don't pitch to him. Walk him and give him a run.
One swing of the bat by Big Papi could tie this game. Hard hit into right.
It was kind of like a line drive. When I was running the bases, I look up.
Man, it's the playoffs. I've never been to the World Series in my life. I'm gonna die on this field today.
Back at the wall. Tie game.
Barely missed it. Flipped over, landed on my head.
Big Papi, the grand slam.
I had never said this to anyone, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to continue running the bases. I thought he got hurt badly.
What an astounding turn of events. The Red Sox have come back from the grave.
That grand slam changed the trajectory of our playoff experience. I think pitching to David Ortiz was probably one of the worst mistakes I've seen in that moment.
He's been as clutch, maybe more clutch than any hitter in the game in October since he came to the Red Sox.
What he did in 2013 against the Cardinals is off the charts.
He swings and drives one, high and deep.
Goodbye, home run!
Another postseason home run for David Ortiz.
They just simply could not get him out and couldn't even figure out a way to approach him.
He's reached base in 9 consecutive plate appearances to tie a World Series record. Let's go!
It was a magical team, but I don't think it could have been magical without Ortiz being the driving wheel.
He's got another hit and he's got another RBI. What a series David Ortiz is having.
I never seen anybody like him, man. Never.
The rest of the team was sleeping.
Ortiz hitting .727, while the rest of the Sox are hitting .138.
He had over 600. The rest of the team hit less than 200. But the role he played was larger than on the field. There was a moment in the dugout. He spoke to the guys, and that was the turning point of the series.
We live, play the game the way we know how. We better than these right here. Let's loosen up. Let's play the game the way we do. Let's go. Come on.
We were running out of gas, and we had no time for that. You don't come to the World Series every day. When you are here, you got to do whatever it takes to win.
He's done it again.
Why is he so good?
I can call myself lucky enough to go to 3 World Series and win all of them.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Boston stronger than ever. The Red Sox are the World Series champions.
Those Red Sox teams had a lot of really good players, but David Ortiz is the guy.
the most valuable player in the 2013 World Series, David Ortiz.
To put a city on his back and help us recover from one of the worst terrorist attacks was quite another thing. That leadership, to me, defines him as the most important player in our history.
I just want to say one thing. This is our big city. Boston is strong.
In October of 2013, in the World Series, he could have quit then. And in my mind, he would have qualified for the Hall of Fame.
The site of the original Field of Dreams movie, and then just across the way in the middle of this majestic cornfield, a major league ballpark popped up last year, and we're back for year number 2.
All right, here we go. First of all, we can't start without a new inductee. A Hall of Famer's with us. Big fella! Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
I think the way he sustained his career was through incredible work ethic. He started changing his routine when he got in his 30s, and he did everything in his power to stay healthy.
I mean, you see a veteran guy that he probably have a couple of more years in the league, batting average or hitting for power. You know, age is catching up. It's extremely hard to keep up with both. What helped me was that I don't have to play defense. So I had to focus on one thing, which was hitting and trying to stay healthy.
Look at that right there. You know who that guy is right there? That's me, son.
A shot, drilled down the line, and she is gone! A master of the moment.
He was one of the 3 or 4 most devastating hitters in baseball in his final season.
That was shot to center. She's gone! And he has broken the tie with Mickey Mantle.
He already had 3 championships in his belt and was playing with the hunger and the grit like he was a rookie.
Well struck, deep right center field. Gone!
I don't think I ever seen anybody at the age 39, 40 put up numbers like Big Papi did. I remember, like, why is he retiring?
Are you sure we can't get you to do one more year?
The Red Sox would have continued letting David play here because he was such an important part of this organization, but he was also dealing with a lot of pain.
Things are getting harder. You know, your body start, hurting, and as you get older, it's get a little difficult.
There's a shot down the line. He can walk. This makes it a little easier. You just jog into second base.
His body wasn't recovering the same way that it did in the beginning. He probably could have, production-wise, do it again, but physically, he was like, nah, he just couldn't.
High fly ball, right center field. Long run, he won't get it. And the Red Sox walk off with the win. Big Papi again.
At that age, he's still playing at a high level. And when you're able to walk out on top, it's like a dream.
David Ortiz, an extraordinary final season, and that is his 600th double.
And he carries the bag, second base off with him.
When you look at David Ortiz's stats from his last season, that's got to be, for a hitter, the greatest farewell season.
David Ortiz out on the field being mobbed by photographers, waving his cap to the crowd, looking out toward right field where he hit so many home runs.
Looks like he's fighting back tears, Joe.
I've never seen anything like this at the end of a career. An amazing scene at Fenway.
When I think about Boston, I also think about the last game I played. Standing on that field at Fenway Park, it feels like the whole city of New England showing me all you love. I will always beat Boston, and I will always be there for you, Boston. I love you, Boston.
Former Boston Red Sox star David Ortiz ambushed and shot in the back in his hometown of Santo Domingo overnight. Ortiz reportedly telling a doctor, quote, "Please don't let me die."
When I first heard it, my heart dropped.
I just remember feeling helpless.
It was probably the scariest few minutes, man, of my life.
When I saw him, he was struggling to survive. Couldn't talk. He had tubes in his mouth, and he was in bad shape.
baseball star David Ortiz, we are told, is in stable condition now after getting shot outside a bar there.
My family was there with me 24/7. That helped me to recover.
Dios sabía que él no merecía morir de eso. Y por eso me lo dejó ahí.
Saludo. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Están bien? Hola. This guy right here and this guy, they were part of the first group of kids that we have here in the foundation. ¿Hace qué tiempo, chiquitín, nosotros te operamos a ti?
La primera fue en 2008.
2008. I visit a lot of kids and people in the hospital. I never thought about the impact that I have until I was at the hospital and I was expecting people to come and see me. She got surgery yesterday, open heart surgery, and look at her. Wow, that's beautiful. There's nothing better than once you have a sick child with a low income and you are able to have a result to give the life that that child deserves. I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by so many wonderful people that have forced me to have the discipline and the dedication because I have so many people that depend on me. And to be honest with you, that motivates me every day to try to do better.
He used his likeness to do great things for people, like create jobs so people can have food, shelter, and clothing.
At my foundation, we did heart surgery for her when she was 12. Now she's 25, and she works here.
He's giving back to the community, back to the people. Just because you're done with the game of baseball doesn't mean that your work is done. It's actually just starting.
I was that type of guy that I always want to be able to give back to society, to the community. I love fashion. So I'm trying to put my heart and soul into this, just so people continue being connected. But the most important thing is do it the right way.
Hello, David. I'm calling you from Cooperstown, New York, to let you know that the baseball writers have elected you to the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes! I always try to live my life in a way that support others, that make a positive influence in the world. And if my story can remind you of anything, let it remind you that when you believe in someone, you can change their world. You can change their future, just like so many people who believe in me.
The various paths to the Hall of Fame are numerous. It's not always a straight line.
In 2002, that David got released by the Minnesota Twins. If it didn't happen, does he become a Hall of Famer? That's the question.
I feel very proud because I know what he has gone through to get where he is right now.
All of that hard work and dedication comes to this. Now he gets to sit back and think about all his accomplishments and just how it got him here.
The journey is what we know. And so to know for a fact that in the world of baseball, David Ortiz is not going anywhere, that's more than anybody can ask for in like one lifetime.
Did we put enough bling in the MVP ring?
Big Papi never doubted and believed in himself. From where he started to how he ended, it's the American dream. A three-time world champion, a Hall of Famer, but more than that, an inspiration for this country and Dominican Republic.
My Hall of Fame plaque represents each one of you. And I'm gonna thank you guys for the rest of my life. Thank you very much and God bless you all. Quiero a mi gente, lo amo. Que viva la República Dominicana,
Number 34, David Ortiz.